My name is Jessica Wade, but I wasn't always the Jessica Wade that most of you know. And that's because I let real estate consume me and my identity. Have you ever struggled with balancing a demanding work schedule and personal schedule, and then recognize that you're not doing either of those things well? Have you ever neglected the relationships that matter the most to you because you were too focused on getting that next lead, closing that next deal, or answering a call in the middle of something that was important? Have you ever lost your purpose and your passion for real estate and been so burned out and discouraged that you wanted to quit? Amen! Because I have done all of those things. And I am standing here before you to let you know there is hope. And my prayer is that you will get some ahas and nuggets of wisdom, some encouragement to not only take your business to the next level, but to really find out who you are, what your purpose is, and to even consider doing something so big and so crazy that when you write that goal down, it scares you. Kind of like me writing the goal down that I was going to speak on stage and talk to all of you. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my real estate journey. Actually, let's go back just a little bit. High school, super shy, perm hair, braces. I had the headgear, the glasses, and I was so terribly shy. It was crazy. I was in the marching band. Are we band geeks? I loved marching band. I loved high school, all of those things. Then life hits, and my best friend was diagnosed with cancer and unfortunately lost her battle, and it changed the trajectory of my life. I went from pursuing a four-year university where we were going to twirl our flags to going to a community college. And at first, I was pretty bummed about that. But the reality is, at that first quarter at community college, that's where I met my husband. And that's really cool. My life goes through lots of those types of stories. When you have a vision and a plan, and then something totally changes that, it doesn't mean it's bad. It could mean something, like for me, finding my husband. So I want you guys to always ponder that when you're looking at your businesses. Just because something might not be going in the direction that you think it should be going, doesn't mean it's bad, but it might mean you need to get back on track. So I had 3 children, stay-at-home mom, 12 and a half years, and decided to try real estate. It's flexible, right? Wrong. So I get into real estate. I did find the ability to find a job where I would get paid to try it. I was hired to be an assistant for an agent. And I assisted him. We started a real estate team. We had the #1 team at the brokerage. And then we thought, okay, well, we've outgrown the brokerage. And in traditional real estate style, we opened our own brokerage. Because that seems to be what people do. You become an agent, you're told you need to start a team, hire the buyer's agent, hire the TC, hire the things, and then you're told, well, start your own brokerage and life will be awesome. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. When my business partner retired, I was left running a brokerage. Can you imagine the liability, expenses, marketing, overhead, liability, agents who don't listen, who don't do what they're supposed to, and liability? I stayed up, worried at night. I buried myself in my job. And what happened was my husband was trying to give me warning signs. You're working too hard. You need to stop. And I took that in as, you don't tell me what to do. I'm going to build my empire in real estate no matter what the cost is. And unfortunately, it turned into a separation, and divorce papers were filed. You guys, miraculously, 6 months later, we reconciled. This year we celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary. We just got back from a real estate conference cruise. You guys know cruising is my favorite thing to do in the world. But it wasn't easy for that season. And the business wasn't worth risking my family. And I look back now, and I wish agents were not pushed to be over-motivated. You need to be proud of your goals, no matter what those goals are. For some of us, that might mean having 3 deals a year and contributing to the financial health of your family. For some of you, it might be going all in. Maybe you're in a season where you want to get to that 100,000, 200,000, whatever that goal is, and that's okay. But the purpose of my speeches today is to not let this business dictate your purpose and your passion, because you are operating a real estate business. Real estate is not your identity, and it's not your life. So in 2021, I became the top producing agent at a brokerage, roughly 100 agents at that brokerage, and I let the business consume me again. I was working 24/7. This time I did have the support of my husband, but I was broken. People looked up to me because I was the top agent in sales and production volume, and I was broken. And I was driving to Florida, my kids in the back seat, I'll never forget, just really weeping, because I knew when I got to Florida, to our destination, I would have to spend my vacation working. And I used to pride myself on that. I used to post on social media, writing an offer while watching the sunset at the beach. If you do that, I'm going to say that's okay, but is it really? If you're spending time with your family on vacation, please figure out a way to get your business to a place where you can disconnect and spend time with your family on vacation. When I'm driving to Florida, I saw a sign to Cocoa Beach, and you guys will hear from my dear friend and mentor, Jason, in a minute. But I remembered him. I remembered I'd met him at a real estate conference many years earlier, and actually Scott Hack is in our group today. And Scott was the creator, and that was the first conference that I ever attended. And so if this is the first conference you've ever attended, you really don't know how life-changing it can be. Because I met Jason in 2018, but it wasn't until 2022 where I reached out to Jason and I just said, help. I had to find somebody who could offer help. And he came to mind because his brokerage was in Cocoa Beach, and you guys know you see a million signs to Cocoa Beach on your way to Florida. And when he called me back, he said, what are your life goals? And I was like, I'm drowning in real estate. I don't know what my life goals are. I can't see up right now. And he said, I can't help you until you know what your goals are. And that's when I took my business from being a reactive business to a proactive business. That's when I took control of my time. I took control of those who were around me. I took control of my clients because you guys, we can do that. And it is important for us to set our boundaries and to hold true to them. So I'm going to tell you guys, vulnerability starts with self-reflection. If you are in that place, raise your hand and say, help. That's all it took for me to find the support, the tools, and the systems to put me where I am in this position today, where I travel regularly, where I disconnect my phone when I need to. Raise your hand, let somebody know, and do not isolate. Find your community. Find your life, your purpose, your passions. Do not stop believing in your business. Don't stop believing in your marriage. Don't stop believing in your goals. Don't stop believing in your relationships. And don't stop believing in yourself. My name is Jessica Wade, and I am here today because I didn't stop believing.